Hey there all, Scott Wicken here, sitting on my front porch. And disconcerting news the other day, I heard that Greyhound bus lines are stopping all their Canadian operations. I used to take the Greyhound bus across the country, um, when I was younger, and when aren't you younger? You're always younger in the past. But anyway, so when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I used to go across the country, and it used to cost $100 to get from Toronto to Vancouver on the Greyhound bus. And I did that trip, I did that Toronto to Vancouver several times. I did Yellowknife to Toronto, and back and forth across the country on the Greyhound bus. This is a song that I kind of wrote years ago called $100 from Home. And it's all about going to Vancouver and coming back home. There I was at my destination, downtown Van Bus Station, $100 from home. I was never so happy to be alone. And I could give you all my reasons for leaving, my head full of weeds, and I was barely breathing, my head so cluttered and overgrown. But beaten up copy of On the Road. Well, I lived for a while in the welfare lines. I ate KD and I drank cheap wine. Had plenty of time to mess up my mind, so I drew my pictures and I wrote my lines. $100 from home. Well, it was me and Tim and some female hero, lost and profound underground zeros. We were bleak and battered and we were beaten down. It was Nirvana's Bleach and the Seattle Sound. Well, at the classical joint, I met this girl. She was suicidal and at odds with the world, so I took her hand and I walked her home. And we made love to the Rolling Stones. Oh, I lived for a while in the welfare lines. I ate KD, I drank cheap wine. Had plenty of time to mess up my mind, so I drew my pictures and I wrote my lines. $100 from home. I grew tired of living hand to mouth, sleeping in my clothes on some stranger's couch, and I'd laughed and I'd loved and I'd logged all my miles. I was a bag of bones with a crooked smile, so I took that check for $100. I bought a one-way ticket on the Greyhound bus, and I watched this country just roll on past. Like some silent movie in the tinted glass, past the hunchback mountains of Rogers Pass, and then the foothills, and then 2 days of flat, and then the rocks and the trees and the lakes of the Canadian Shield. Then home sweet farmers' fields. I lived for a while in the welfare lines. I ate KD and I drank cheap wine. Had plenty of time to mess up my mind, so I drew my pictures and I wrote my lines. Well, I lived for a while in the welfare lines. I ate KD, I drank cheap wine. Had plenty of time to mess up my mind, so I drew my pictures and I wrote my lines. $100 from home. $100 from home. $100 from home. $100 from home. That's $100 from home. So that's for Greyhound bus lines. I hope average people find another way to travel without driving a car. how else are you going to get around? The train's gone, pretty much. Anyway, whatever. Have a good one.